I'm expecting a Bombshell UFO hearing to occur within the next few months, potentially in September, that will encompass first-hand UFO witnesses of the highest order. There are several reasons I anticipate witnesses of this caliber. Let's begin with a tweet Jeremy Corbell recently made on June 23rd, and I quote, "A number of first-hand military and intelligence community UAP whistleblowers and witnesses have directly confirmed to me and George Knapp that they are willing and ready to testify at the next congressional UAP hearing, if called." But what does first-hand really mean? There are layered categories of what we refer to as first-hand UAP witnesses or whistleblowers. My personal baseline for the term refers to individuals who meet the following criteria. 1, in an official government capacity, they have personally and verifiably been in close physical proximity to operational UAP craft or functioning components of UAP technology. This typically occurs on military installations, DoD contracted sites, or within SAP qualified laboratories. 2, they have directly and unambiguously observed, participated in testing, cataloging, or protective operations related to UAP hardware or performance study programs. This also includes participation in UAP-related intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR) efforts, or direct physical exploitation of UAP craft or associated technology. 3, they have provided substantiated evidence that proves their roles, responsibilities, and involvement at the time and location of exposure, establishing a credible and verifiable foundation for their UAP-related testimony and evidentiary contributions. This is my working definition of a baseline first-hand UAP witness or whistleblower, the most fundamental tier in a multi-layered structure of categories. But there are other valid types of first-hand witnesses, including those with verified exposure to UFO, UAP study or concealment programs, those who provide visual technical documentation and performance evidence of military captured UAP, and those with corroborated proof of intentional government suppression or cover-up of the UAP presence on Earth. Each of these witness types is critical. All levels of testimony and insight contribute, no matter how small their individual piece of the UAP puzzle may seem. Collectively, they form a preposterous preponderance of evidence for the reality of the UAP phenomenon. And these people can and must testify at the next congressional hearing on UAP. It's what the public wants. Go, go, go UFO transparency. To add fire to this, here's what George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell had to say at the McMenamin's UFO Fest in mid-May.
The goal of that last statement, of course, was to encourage other people to come forward. And I can tell you, we can tell you right now, that is happening. If there is a silver lining, that is happening. There are more things coming.
Like an army awaits. I wrote that today and I was thinking about it. That's fact. That's fact. We've already recorded with whistleblowers who will be coming forward. They're going to risk it all for you, for us to know the truth.
So we have a new Bombshell hearing coming, as well as new whistleblowers that George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell have already interviewed within our future. I don't think the remainder of 2025 is going to be boring. On July 15th, here is what Capitol Hill correspondent at News Nation, Joe Khalil, had to say about the upcoming hearing. New at Rep. Eric Burlison tells me the UAP task force within House oversight is eyeing September 1st as the date for their next major UAP hearing. Burlison says his new staffer, David Grush, is helping secure first-hand UAP witnesses who've claimed to work on covert programs. But I'm told it's a challenge. Let's go even deeper with this new hearing. Stephen Diener of the UAP Unidentified Alien podcast dropped the following clip from his podcast on July 8th, 2025 with Representative Eric Burlison of Missouri. Eric Burlison goes deep into what this anticipated hearing that's going to happen soon encompasses.
We're pursuing a hearing date. We have got a list of people that we're looking at. We're actually looking at doing potentially two. One with some people that are direct whistleblowers, people that have had, when I say direct, they've had eyes directly on or have personally encountered UAP in their formal operation. Not somebody out and about like Joe Blow out there that saw something. There's thousands and thousands of people like that.
Sure.
We're talking about people that have worked for the Pentagon or worked in a government program where they worked in and around this technology, whether it was through crash retrieval or through reverse engineering. That's what we're pursuing right now. The next hearing after that is where we're gonna, once we're able to get information, we're looking at doing some interrogatories, which is where you take some of the things that have been said in these briefings, in these hearings, in these open hearings under oath, and then we send a letter, a formal letter as a committee asking for answers from, whether it's Tulsi Gabbard or, whomever it is that we need to be asking these questions of, and then which would set up the potential second hearing, which would hopefully be able to include people like Tulsi Gabbard to be able to come forward. And I've been told that she's a friendly when it comes to this topic, that she wants disclosure. She wants to help bring about disclosure on this topic.
That was actually very revelatory. So according to Representative Burlison, we might have two upcoming hearings, not just one. He referenced direct whistleblowers and categorized them as people that were formally encountered UAP in their formal operation, such as during a crash retrieval operation or in the environment of attempting to reverse engineer the craft themselves. So as he said, not just someone who had a sighting, such as David Fravor, Commander David Fravor that we're all familiar with, but people who have worked within the legacy program directly or indirectly and encountered the craft up close and personal. And then he talked about sending a letter as a committee asking for answers to people such as Tulsi Gabbard. Of course, Tulsi Gabbard is the director of national intelligence. He referenced the second hearing and said hopefully it will include people like Tulsi Gabbard. Now, if Tulsi Gabbard was to be in an upcoming hearing, that would be a bombshell of bombshells. I mean, the director of national intelligence serves as the head of the intelligence community, overseeing 18 intelligence agencies and organizations. I can't imagine why the director of national intelligence would not be read into these kind of efforts to back engineer UAP. And so if Tulsi Gabbard has been read into them and she was in a future hearing, of course, that would be mind-blowing. I would love to see Tulsi Gabbard in a future UFO hearing, and hopefully that takes place. I will share with you a video I posted today on X, which I titled, and I quote, "It's not just corruption, it's not just secrecy. The UFO cover-up reveals something darker, something within us." I just had a thought come to my mind regarding the UFO cover-up, what I believe is the UFO cover-up. And the surface level response to it is we're being lied to, and civilization is missing out on this profound knowledge that would change our perspective on just about everything. But I think more deeply, the cover-up reveals a sickness within our civilization. Our values are totally screwed up, and the fact that there's enough people in various governments willing to maintain a structure that allows for a UFO cover-up is a deeper symptom it's not just a symptom of laws or governmental structure, because at the end of the day, it's human beings that are behind the cover-up, that are persisting and allowing it to persist. So there's just an unspeakable sickness pervading our society that allows for it to be possible for structures to be in place facilitating lying to 8 billion people about the greatest scientific discovery in human history. And I think we often get lost in the ideas about deception and lies and how unethical it is, and we overlook or ignore the deeper issue, which is there's something wrong with us that allows this to flourish. There's some kind of spiritual rot, psychological rot that allows this to flourish, that is ingrained in the human psyche. We need to get to a point where these kind of lies wouldn't even be thinkable. In the same way that if someone asked you to kill a puppy, there's nothing in you that could go through with it. And so I think the cover-up reveals far more about us as a species than it does about problems of policy. And I think that, paradoxically, after disclosure, only then will we learn and realize the rot that lives within us, that is unexamined, tolerated, and not brought into the light of day. Have a good one. Please do not forget to subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you could check out my Patreon, or you could check out my YouTube members, or you could give me a one-time donation. All those potentialities can be accessed in the description box below. Or you could just slap a like on this bad boy, and I will appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Special thanks to all YouTube members, patrons, those that have bought merch, those that have given me a one-time donation. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.